Hello, and welcome to the Sensual Garden. I am the Sensual Seductress, aka Mistress Alluring. Today's podcast is being brought to you by the Sensual Garden, which is an online and in person store, also offering intimacy coaching, BDSM, sex education, kink education. You may shop thecentralgarden.com for all of your adult needs. The Central Garden prides itself on educating, empowering, and enhancing one bedroom at a time. So, let's get into this. It seems that I have struck a nerve once again with someone. I made a post on FetLife regarding today's topic, which is what is a submissive? But more importantly, what is not a submissive? Think about that. Think about that. We hear the word submissive and we go crazy. We lose our minds. Trust me, I know, because I did. I lost my mind when I was married and I heard the word submissive. And along with that word, there were two other words that just pissed me off. Those two other words were let and allow. Now, mind you, I'm in my vanilla world then when I was married. And the word submissive pissed me off so bad to the point that I had to, for real, go to the Bible, read the context, and then go to the dictionary and read the definition. And then I had to have a few conversations with a few people to make sure that I was getting the right information and the right understanding. So that's the backstory to that. Now, let's get into this. I made a post on FetLife with what is a submissive, more importantly, what is not a submissive. And I made the post from my point of view as a Black woman in the BIPOC community, but then in the BDSM community as a whole. I made the post on the observations that I have seen, on the conversations that I've had, on the things that I have seen. Now, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups that are supposed to be for BDSM education. On one of my pages, the groups are predominantly white. On my other page, the groups are predominantly Black. And that makes a difference because no two people will look at submissive and submission as the same thing. You may get a group of people who agree that it's this or that, or this and that. But what I have come to notice is in the predominantly white groups, you have a lot of people talking about the old guard, and I'm not versed in the old guard. I'm not versed in that. And you have a lot of people seemingly getting submissive and slave confused. Let me say that again. They are getting submissive and slave confused. If not confused, a lot of people are thinking that they are one in the same. They are not. So then we move over to the groups that are predominantly black. And you have some people who think that all submissives are littles or middles or brats. You have some people who will say only women are submissive. And you have on both sides, they'll acknowledge that men are submissive and can be submissive, but they put the generalization that most submissive men are gay. That's not true. That's not true. Then they add the gender role in there where, man is going to revert back to his natural state of things because men are, but we're going to get into that on the flip side of this. So, for me, in my humble opinion, a submissive is a person who knows who they are. They are comfortable in their skin. And just for a little while, they want to relinquish the control. Now, it could be during a scene, it could be in the bedroom, it could be in some regular daily activities that they just don't want to have the responsibility to make the decision or all the decisions. And it could be a TPE, a total power exchange. You have some submissives who are service submissives. They like getting a glass of water or giving a foot massage or a shoulder massage. You have some that are possibly just conversation submissives. They just want to sit and listen to you talk. You have sexual submissives. You have place submissives. It's a variety of things. But submissives are some of the sweetest, caring, loving, hella smart people that you will ever meet. Why? Because they are so aware of who they are. That is almost scary. I used to be a submissive. I was a submissive for years. And then I started topping people and I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm a switch. And I did a little studying and stuff and I liked the switch aspect. Now I'm no longer a switch. But that's another story. But it's a lot of self-discovery in this. And when you find a submissive and you have built a friendship with them, a personal relationship with them, and you have earned their submission, that is the most beautiful gift that somebody can give you. Because they're trusting you to take care of them in certain aspects. They're trusting you, especially if it's for a scene. They're putting their lives in your hand. They are trusting you that you are going to help them become the best version of themselves, and they are safe with you in their submission. It's hard for people to be vulnerable and open up and trust, because we're in a society that gives zero fucks. that gives absolutely no fucks. It's get it how you live. But these people who are giving you their submission and they're being submissive to you, that's showing you a great deal of respect. Now, somebody mentioned on my feed about the emotional and romantic. I wasn't even talking about a romantic thing, but yeah, romantic things do happen. It is possible. Emotions will always come into play, be it just service or whatever, because it does not matter what role you are in. You want please and thank you. You want to be told that you did a good job. You want those affirmations. You want somebody to pour into you. A lot of people think that because you are a dominant person, you don't need anybody to pour into you, but you need your submissive to pour into you just like you're pouring into them. That's why the submissive, to me, is the most valuable player. Because the submissive controls everything. You can't do shit without the submissive's permission. Let me repeat that. You can't do shit without the submissive's permission. If the submissive says stop, all things stop. Period. If the submissive says I'm not comfortable with that, guess what? That's it. That doesn't happen again. Unless y'all go back to the table and they decide, not you, they decide to be okay with it. The submissive holds all the cards, all the power. But I go back to that predominantly white group or groups where a lot of them say the submissive can't end the relationship. The submissive has no say so. No, you got the roles confused. And I really don't even think in a MS relationship that the slave has no say so, because any caring person is going to sit and talk to them and y'all going to negotiate. At least I hope you're going to negotiate. But again, that's another podcast that I did way back when on negotiations. And I don't know much about an MS relationship because I've never been in one. I know some people who are in one and they are happy. And I love that for them because I'm seeing the best version of them. But with the submissive, y'all got the game wrong. Y'all got the game wrong. A submissive has a voice. They have feelings. They are compassionate. They are loving. They are caring. They are helpful. They are strong. A submissive is strong in ways that a lot of people aren't strong. And I say that because you got to be a hell of a strong person to say, I am submissive. I like being a submissive. I love being a submissive. I love serving somebody. I love for somebody to take control in this area. I love and I am going to give my whole authentic self to this role. Without question. That's hella strong to me. That's hella strong. And for heterosexual men that are submissive, let me tell y'all something. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You are fine, sweet. You are fine. There is nothing wrong with you being a submissive, being it black, white, whatever. There is nothing wrong with you being a submissive. Y'all are some of the strongest people. A lot of people think it takes nothing to be a submissive. Oh, you just don't want to do nothing. You just don't want to do this. You just don't. It takes a lot. That's why they are the real MVPs. Because without submissives, what you gonna have a bunch of tops trying to top each other? That's gonna be a power struggle. What the hell? That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So that's what I think a submissive is. Strong, smart, loving, caring, fun, innovative, creative. They're free. If you create a safe space for someone to submit to you, oh my God. The happiness and the joy that you will find in that. That's something to be thankful for. That's something to be grateful for. And again, these are my opinions. My opinions. Nothing against anybody else in their opinions. Thank you very much. I appreciate all criticism, comments, concerns, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. However, this is my POV. But yeah, man, look. The community should be forever grateful to anyone who comes into the community and submits to someone in the community, and they walk in it proudly. And I'm just being for real. Whether you are submitting because you're a rope bunny, you're trusting the rigor to tie you and sometimes cut off some circulation for a few minutes. You know, impact play. You're trusting somebody to inflict some type of pain or sensation on you. Sex. You're trusting somebody with your pleasure. Your pleasure. Service. You're trusting that somebody is not going to task you to do something that will harm you or put you in harm's way. And for some people to think that that's a weak-minded person, you got the game all wrong. That's strength like no other. That is strength like no other. And sometimes the role of a submissive is just in BDSM and in kink. And sometimes the role of the submissive is in their vanilla life. And sometimes the two intertwine. There is no perfect way that this is done. And everybody does it differently. People speak of the old guard. People speak of high protocol, no protocol, low protocol. It's all on what works for you and the person or the persons that you've created a dynamic, a consideration, or whatever it is. That's between y'all. Nobody can tell you that it's right or wrong. You can suggest all the books, movies, and stuff like that that you want. And people may read them and they may watch them. However, when it's all said and done, it's up to those people who are directly involved in whatever that dynamic consideration, poly, whatever it is, TPE, it's up to them. And it's not for us to judge or anything. Because what works for you may not work for them. What works for them may not work for you. But to me, that's what I think a submissive is. A submissive is self aware. A submissive is giving, is loving, is kind, is smart, hella funny, maybe romantic, whatever it is all positive to me. Yeah, we have a lot of us in the community, be it a submissive, a dominant, a top, a master, whatever. We all got some fucked upness about us. We all have issues. But for somebody to trust you to help them with those issues, be it body image, be it confidence, be it completing a task because they're just scared to go ahead and finish it and push themselves. Whatever it is. Man, look, that is the ultimate gift. Fuck what you heard. Fuck what you heard. That is the ultimate gift. To me, somebody giving me their submission is more valuable than I don't know, asking somebody to marry them. Because 9 times out of 10, they're giving you their submission first. You know, I love lemon cake. You giving me your submission is better than me eating a piece of lemon cake. I love Coca-Cola. That's better than a Coca-Cola. That's something to take pride in, y'all. That's something to be grateful for. That somebody will trust you so much that they will do this thing that is so hard for so many people. This thing called relinquish the control of whatever it is and give you the permission to take control of it for them. That's deep. That's deep. That is deep. And anybody that submits to me, I am forever grateful and thankful for the opportunity and for you. And we'll be back to talk about what a submissive is not.